Hi fam. So this is Christmas season and we are making Christmas pajamas. For these pajamas we're going to make the easiest type. So you only need two measurements for this. The measurements you need are your thigh round, and your length. I'm working with thigh of 30 and length of 43. Thigh of 30 and the length of 43. So two things are required. So you need to divide your thigh by 2, and that's 15. So my front will be 15. Then for my back, you add 3 to your back. 15 plus 3, that is 18. Now to make this very easy, we are going to cut the front and the back together. We are going to cut everything together. So the front is going to be on this side and the back will be on the other side. So 15 will be here and 18 will be at the other side, and that makes 33. So I need 33 for my width. How did I get 33? 15 for my front and 18 for my back. And this is very easy. I will try to give you a pictorial reference of it. So let's get to it. So this is my fabric. This is my front half of my thigh. For the wideness, my front, that's 15. Okay, and then right beside it, my back, I'm going to add 15 and 3 to my 15. That's 18. So all across will give me 33. Look at it. All across will give me 33. So my wideness for this pajamas is 33. Then on my length, I'm going to add 4 inches to my length. Remember I said I'm working with 43. I'm going to add 4 inches. That will be 40. I am going to use my box to cut. So this is 47 right here. I'm going to make this mark. Now the next thing I want to let you know is that I need 2 pieces of this, 2 pieces of my 33 by 47. 2 pieces of this. Like I always tell my students that sometimes if 1.5 yards is all you have, use it. If that's what you have, use it. Okay, so I'm making the second level, so I'm folding in 2 so I can take the second aspect of this. Okay, so this is what we have. We have stitched our crotch on the front. This is the front. You see our markings is low on this side and is high on this side. So I have stitched the crotch on both sides. So the next thing that we're going to do, look at this, our line. You see this line that demarcates the front and the back? You just grab it, you just open it up as if you are opening a pack of chips. Right on that line, right on that very line, just open it up like that. And then your seam for your pants is going to show. Can you see what I'm seeing? Can you see my pants? It's like magic, right? I'm going to go back to how it was. Okay, so this is how I want to give it a full frame. So this is how it was when we sewed the crotch on both sides. This is my crotch on my back. It's like this, flat. After sewing the crotch, the two sides with half of an inch, remember we have this line that we drew that demarcates the front and the back. You just take that particular line, just hold it like this and just open it up. Make that line go to the side. Make that line go to the side. Once that line goes to the side, it will reveal your pajamas. Look at what I have. And so the next step right now is to match the seams. You match out your seams, the two seams. That's what I do. I will match the seams. I will pin the seam. I'll pin them, the center seam, and then I will go to my hem. Look at my hem. My hem. I'll match my hem. Look at it. I'll pin it. I mean, for me, I can say I will turn my hem. Maybe if you want, it's an option. You can actually, once you see that your hem matches, in some few cases, look at it, in some few cases, if you're not careful, the hem doesn't match each other. You don't, but in our case, look at it, it matches. It matches. Okay, so we are going to pin. I'm pinning from my hem. Remember, I pinned my crotch together. I'm pinning right there, and we are going to stitch with half of an inch. Half of an inch. Look at it. My center is pinned, so I'm just pinning all the way. And you don't need to put like 2,000 pins. The way I tell my students, just pin to hold your fabric together. Guess what? We are almost done. So this is what we have. I have pinned it all the way. So we are gonna stitch. So come close and see. This is my hem. So we are gonna stitch all the way through one single line, all the way across. Okay. And like I told you, our seam allowance is half of an inch. Why do I always choose to at the seam not open up? From my experience, it forms a bulk, so I prefer to let it slip. If you understand what I mean. So don't forget your seam guide, and always make sure your fabric is equal. Guess what, guys? We are almost at the end. Okay, right there, right now, we just finished the seam. Wow. Do not forget, I try to immediately take out all my pins when I finish stitching, and at the same time cut off my threads. You see? Back up. Okay, we have made the under seam. Look at it, one straight stitch across all the way, and that reveals our pants. Okay, look at it. Okay, so next step is to fold. You are going to fold like this. You're going to fold this way, right? And I told us that if we want to put elastic on our hem, maybe I should, maybe not. It all depends on how I'm feeling. I'm just gonna, if I'm not putting anything, I'm just gonna fold this by 1/2 inch because I have selvage right there, and I'm going to fold this to insert my elastic. So I'm going to fold this. Remember, we left 2 inches. 2 inches. All right, so I'm going to fold my 2 inches down, right? 2 inches. I'm going to fold it down, and I am going to fold in 1/2 inch. I'm going to fold in 1/2 inch. One of the beautiful things I like to do, because when I'm inserting elastic into this, I like to put it down because sometimes it gives some troubles when we are inserting the elastic. So it might be a good idea for you to press the head down. This is where I need to change my thread to black so that my students will not say, okay. On the reverse, you don't see it, but I hope you see it. I sewed down on the seam allowance so that when we are inserting the elastic, it's not going to be giving issues. Okay, so what we are doing right now is to fold our elastic casing 2 inches. This is the edge of our seam. You fold it inwards this way, 2 inches on your tape, exactly 2 inches, no more than 2 inches. I always say you can use your pin to hold it down to know where exactly your 2 inches stop. Right inside your 2 inches that you have folded, you fold 1/2 inch. How do you know? Once you have 1 1/2 left on your fold, you know you are correct. 2 inches, and then I fold 1/2 inch in to make me have what I have left will be 1 1/2. So I take my pin and pin this all around my waistline. Remember, when I do this all around my waistline, I am going to take it to the machine and I'm going to sew it round, leaving like 2 inches to insert my elastic. So I see you on the machine. Okay. Still folding up. Remember, exactly 2 inches. Then you fold up your 1/2 inch and you pin. Put your pin exactly by your side. Make sure your 1/2 inch is in and you pin. Can I iron? Yeah. Flannel, you can. I mean, you can. I just feel I don't need to iron. My iron is always on in the workshop. I just feel I don't need to have this ironed. Make sure it's 2 inches. I'm not shortening my measurement. And says, oh, one side is higher than one side. Yes, I know. That's the back waist shaping. Remember, it's the back waist shaping that we added 1 inch to the back side, so definitely the back has to be higher than the front. So if the back is not higher, you are wrong. So if the back is higher, you are correct. So what you see me doing here is just to make sure my 1.5, see, I'm checking, because you know I hear a lot of comments saying, oh, only beginners use pins. No, I use pins. I want to be accurate. So my 2 inches, and then my 1.5. While my hand is holding my 2 inches, I take in my 1.5. I pin it down, and note the way I pin. Note the direction of my pins. It goes this way. I don't pin like that. I pin straight so that when I'm stitching, excuse me, I can stitch all the way across. So see you on the sewing machine. Okay, welcome back. We are back to the sewing machine. So we have everything folded right now. So if you are correct, you should have this 1.5, and I'm going to stitch. Remember, I told you I am going to stitch using at the edge, and I'm going to leave at least 2 inches for me to insert my elastic. So wait, I have changed my thread to black so that we'll be in compliance. Okay, so use matching thread for desired, and I mean, you don't have to use red and black. You can use this method. So I'm stitching at the edge of my fabric. I chose not to back stitch because when I eventually finish, I will back it. And note that my pins are in my fabric, and I'm not trying to remove them because my needle goes across. If your pin is incorrectly, you do not need to remove your pins when you are sewing. Cheers to the great woman that taught me how to sew in my fashion school. She was the one that a couple of decades ago, that's like over 10 years ago, 13 or 15 years now. So you have a quick spot, go slowly across, and make sure you are not stitching onto the other side of the fabric. Make sure you are only stitching one side, and I am making sure, okay, everything nice and flat. Can you see? Okay, so I'm moving closer to the end, and I am going to leave some inches here. See, I'm not going to stitch it close for me to be able to insert my elastic, and then I will come and stitch close. I'm also not going to back stitch right now or reverse right now, because at the end of the day I'm still going to reverse, and it's going to cause heavy stitch. Our elastic, I'm using this elastic to be about an inch elastic, using this one. And what I do, I will insert my safety pin into it right? And I'll go to my, and somebody's asking me, oh, how many inches elastic do I need? Well, if you divide your waist by 2 and add 2 inches, it might be good. But what I usually do is I will just take this, my elastic as is in the pack, I'll roll out some and I'll insert it all the way. I don't usually cut it out because I don't want to cut and then I have like residue. So just follow the pins. See the safety pin, just follow it. Follow the pins until we come out from the other side.